Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's LaDonna. Today we're going to be working on a backdrop for your weddings or pictures. I call them like photo booths, stuff like that. So I've had several in some of the videos I've done in the past, and I've had several of you asking me about what I've done to make the backdrop. So let's get started. So what you're going to need is at least one of these 4x8 pieces of foam insulation, and I bought this one at Lowe's. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's $9.48, and it's located with your insulation in your insulation building supply department. I've used this one before. I've taken off the flowers on it so you can see how I make it from the start. Okay, so you're also going to need a roll of bulletin board paper or butcher block paper, something of that nature. What I'm using here is a 22-inch, and it has 500 feet on each roll. I found mine at a salvage place. I think they sell like school supplies that they have bought in an auction, and they've resold it. And I paid $8 for this roll. But you can use, like I said, the bulletin board paper that you find in your school supplies. You're gonna need about 30 feet of it, so make sure it's at least 30 foot long. The width does matter, but you're gonna need, like for this one, I'm gonna need 2.5 strips of this. So I'm gonna cut it about 10 foot, and I'm gonna cut 3 of them, and that will cover my board. Okay, so I've laid this out on the floor, and now you can kind of see what I'm saying. But let me show you this real fast before I go any further. Sometimes Lowe's will discount damaged product. So because this corner was knocked off, they marked it down half price. So now instead of paying the $10 for it, I now pay $5 for it. So don't pass those bargains up, because you're going to cover it up anyway, and no one's going to know that it was even damaged but you. So don't pass those bargains up. I just wanted to show you that I laid it out on the floor. I'm going to need 2.5, 3 of these. I will use 3 because I don't want to have to cut it down the middle, try to get it all straight and all that. So I'll use 3. They will overlap. And also I will cover up the ends. So this is how this is going to work. Okay, so I've cut out 3 strips of the paper that I'm using to cover my board. I've made 2 that are flat on the bottom, and then 1 straight in the middle, kind of overlapping. And what I'm going to do next is tape on the sides to secure the paper to the backboard. Okay, so I started taping down the sides, and then I'm going to tape the tops of each one. Okay, so I've taped all the way around the whole back side, and then I'm going to flip it up and tape down the middle. So this is the front side of the board, and like I said, all I'm going to do now is put some tape right down the middle, just a few strips, just to keep it from blowing up or whatever, wherever you're putting it. Okay, so don't overdo it. I put 6 strips of tape down the middle, and all I'm doing is just trying to secure it. Okay, so now what I'm doing is trying to make a template to make my flowers. And so what I do is I use like 6 similar glasses or 6 similar bowls, 6 similar somethings. And you put them in like a circular pattern and kind of put them as closely as possible. And then you go ahead and you take and trace out the lip of the glasses. I'm gonna try to do this on video and see if we work out. Oops. Okay, so I did not join them together. All I did was went around the lip of the glass. Now I'm gonna go in and kind of draw the lines together. Wherever they meet. Okay. So kind of cut it out and see what I got here. Okay, so when I'm done, it kind of looks like a little flower petal or whatever, but what you're going to need is 2.5 of each one of these. So go ahead and cut out 3 total because you'll use it. So cut out 3 of these, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so what I do is I kind of over measure, and if you see what I mean by over measure, and then I take and fold the paper several times until I have about 6 or so. You can't cut more than, you could probably cut up to about 9 layers thickness, but I do about 6 so my hands don't hurt as much. I got carpal tunnel in both hands, so I do about 6 at a time. And so again, all I do is just put that on there, and then I'm just tracing or cutting around those petals. Again, they do not have to be perfect, so don't shoot yourself, because you're making so many, you don't want to worry about trying to do this one perfect thing. Okay, so now I've cut out my little flower template and the flower petals. So again, you're going to need 2.5. So what I do is I go ahead and get 3 of them, okay, and I fold them in half. Told you they're not perfect. They're not perfect. So, okay, for one of them, you're going to need to cut away 1 petal. So you go down, cut across, till they meet, and cut across. So now you have your number 1 petal and your number 5 petal. Okay? Then for the next one, you're going to cut away 2 petals. So I just cut straight down the middle, and then I come 2 across and you're going to make a little heart almost. So now you have your number 2 petal and your number 4 petal. Okay? And then you need a 3rd one. So with this one, this is why I tell you you need 2.5. Because the 3rd petal, you're just going to cut away, and this is all you need for the 3rd petal. Okay, so with my number 1 petal, I'm going to take just a little bit of glue, stick it on, and roll that together just a little bit like that, and it's going to turn out to be like a little cone or something. Okay, my number 2 petal, I'm going to take it and do pretty much the same thing, except it's going to be wider. Put just a little dab of glue. Sorry, I have two little ones in here who insist to be in here. Then on my number 3 petal, I'm gonna take it, a little bit of glue on the side. And get together like that. Making all little cones. Okay, number 4 petal, same concept. I'll take a little bit of glue. Put them together like so. Turn out like that. That's your number 4 petal. Your number 5 petal, it's a little bit harder to deal with, so hopefully you can still see it. Just a little bit of glue down the side. Okay. And that's your 5 petal. So now what I do is I take my number 1 petal, put a little glue going around the base of it, stick it in the number 2 petal, okay, see it like this. Okay, then we're going to take these two, stick them in the number 3 petal. You're going to put a little glue around it. Stick it inside. Okay, it's your number 1, 2, and 3 petal. Then your number 4 petal, do the exact same thing. Put a little glue around it. Okay, then my number 4 petal, I'm gonna take it, put a little more glue around the base. Take all 4 of those and stick it into your number 5 petal. Got the hot glue gun today. Okay, and just kind of hold it as best you can. Like I said, this is the hot glue gun. This is the hottest one I have. And so once you're done with that, you should have a little rose that look like this. You can kind of take a little pencil, pen, whatever, and just roll them and kind of roll your little petals back if you want to. You don't have to. Again, you'll see on mine, on my finished product, that it's not just how I felt today. How do you feel today? So that's your first rose. And just continue on. I'll make one more just so you make sure we get it. Okay, we're gonna do it again. So, okay, just fold in half. Again, they're not perfect.
What is ranking?
We're going to take the first one. We're going to turn it down, please. Gonna cut and make one little petal this. I'm making a mess today. Okay. 1 petal, 5 petal. The next one we're going to cut away 2. Okay, it's going to look like a little heart when you're done. So just okay, 2 petal, 4 petal, and then your last one we're going to cut in half. And that's your 3 petal. Set that aside because you'll use it again later. You'll use it on some other flowers. So we're going to start rolling first petal. This is your number 1 petal. Going to roll it just a little bit. Hold it in your hand. Put your little bit of glue. And it's going to look like a little cone. Number 2 petal, you're going to meet the 2 sides. Okay, get your little spot of glue. Okay, 3 petal, you're going to meet the 2 sides, still making a little cone. And the number 4 petal, you're going to continue to make your little cones. A little spot of glue. And okay, that's your 4 petal, 5 petal, same thing. Okay, so number 1 petal, we're going to take and put glue around the base to go into number 2 petal. Sorry, Jalissa's here. She wanted to be in the picture, I guess. Okay, so take your number 1 and 2, put your little glue around number 3 petal. And all I do is I kind of make sure that I have a little opening in some of it. I'm sorry, where the opening is, so where it'll lay, and just hold it in just a little while and try to get the glue to adhere. Okay, then we're going to take our number 3 petal. Sorry, I'm on grand duties this month for 2 months. I'll just give it a chance to adhere. So then we take in the 4th one with a little more glue and put it in our 5th one. Just give it a little hold till it adheres. And there you have another rose. Okay, so what I'm doing now, and I'm just taking a pin and just taking and just rolling back. You can roll some of them, you can roll all of them, you can roll none of them. So just taking, rolling back. If you want that look, if you don't, you're fine either way. And that's how it winds up. It rolls like that. Okay, so now I'm to the point where I'm just kind of doing a little fill-ins for the flowers now. As you can see, I've got several different kinds of flowers that I've made. I just showed you one today, but there are several different ones. Here's an even larger one of the one I made today. So you can make them however small you want, however large you want. It's totally up to you. I see maybe 3, 4 more spaces that I need to put a few more flowers. But you can get the gist of what we're trying to do here. I was going to show you how you can kind of cheat just a little bit on some of them. Some of them are so wide that you could take a little bit of glue and hold it up against another one and kind of open it up just a little, and that way it'll cover up some of that empty space, and then you don't have to continue to make the flowers more and more and more and more and more flowers. So just taking, just spot one there. And keep standing back so you can look and see where you think you might need another flower or open up a flower. I still see maybe 2 spaces for real that I really need to touch up. Let me pause for a minute, find what I need, and I'll come back with the finished product. Okay, so I think I've got it about how I think it would be very pretty. So, like I said, there's several different flower varieties in there. They can be spray painted. However, if you're going to spray paint them, I suggest that you spray paint the board first, the covered board first, because I think the last one I spray painted took me about 7 cans of spray paint, and the flowers that I spray painted were smaller than these that I have on here. They are very paintable. It just takes a lot more to paint them. So again, they try, you know, if they're not the color that you want it to be, try spray painting. So angels, here's the finished product. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Please subscribe, like, and share. See you soon.